You ready? Okay, regular scheduled meeting of Sneads Town Council now come to order. But it got us a brand new year here, y'all. January 26th, and just hope we have a lot of good things happen, and maybe it'll be a good prosperous year. So, I need to ask everyone if we will stand and let's say the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jim, do you mind asking a word of prayer, please?
Sure. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that you allowed us to see. Lord, we thank you for allowing us to just see this new year and bringing us into this new year. Lord, you just continue to bless all the great citizens of this town that we live in. Lord, continue to bless all the leaders and all the workers of this town. And just help us continue to just conduct the business the best that we know how. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. All of y'all had opportunity to look over the minutes. If you have, we'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve the
Consent agenda?
consent agenda.
Second, yeah.
Motion by Ms. Locke to approve the consent agenda, second by Mr. Perry. All in favor saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. Move right along now. First item of business tonight for discussion or action would be the MSCOP. Mr. Bowden, you want to talk to us about that for a minute, please, sir?
Yeah, you can, well,
Go ahead.
I was gonna introduce him and let
All
him.
right. Okay, go ahead and introduce him. Yes, sir.
I've been talking with Alder Howell with Mr. Bowden, on a regular basis. We got an appropriation for Pope Street, which will be starting next fall. We get the money probably in July. But we're looking for the next round, and Bowden and I have talked, and we're going to, I got with Gary and with him, and we talked about which roads, and there's a lot of roads that I understand that there's a lot of roads that need to be done. But we looked at some of the ones that are most traveled and those that need it the worst. And we looked at a portion of McGowan Mill Road to Jackson Road that comes by the football field. That's a really bad area right there. So that's what he's here to talk about
Okay,
tonight.
yes, sir.
So basically, all it is the end date is the 25th of March, so we just usually need about a month to prepare and get that sampled or get that put together. I think Tim said he was gonna do it all.
I like him already.
Yeah, no, it's not a big deal at all. Once we just get the beginning and the end, we go through and it's pretty easy. It's just a 3-step process, 3 little things we gotta put together and send it on their way. We're experts at it.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question on that. If y'all studying that, you know, we got 3 places in Sneads that we got railroad crossings. All 3 of them are terrible. You know, back in the past, there's been some controversy of, you know, the railroad almost 50 foot on each side of the center line of the railroad. You know, they really couldn't do a whole lot. But if y'all will pay close attention to that.
So if the project that we do crosses the railroad, for example, we just did a SCOP for Gaston County, which is the same as the MSCOP, it's just a county.
Right.
And we designed the railroad crossing, we allotted the asphalt and the extra base and all that, and fixed that in that project. So
Okay.
if the project that we choose, or y'all choose to go after, crosses a railroad, that will be something that we put in there, and it'll fix that railroad crossing.
Good deal.
Yep.
Good deal. All right, what would-
Did I understand right? In the fall is when they will start paving?
We'll start design in the fall.
He's talking about, you talking about for Pope Street or for the new one?
Pope.
Pope Street has already been approved by DOT. They'll send the contracts to us in the spring. They will let the money out in July, and then we can put it out for bid, and then once the contract is done, then they'll get to work. And, you know, it shouldn't take too long, so I'm talking hopefully sometime in the fall.
Or the
It'll be-
first of
to
next
be-
year?
Maybe not.
So if the design starts early fall, it's not a very big project, and our design team's pretty efficient. So I would look at early next year, spring. So, or early next year. So Jan, if we start design in the fall, that coming January, start
Wow.
construction.
Why do they have to wait till fall?
The money won't be released till fall, so we can't even bid it out till
You
then.
just said July.
I said July, and then we get the money done, and then we got to bid it out, give them time to bid, get all that done. It'll take a couple months to get that done. That puts us in the fall. It's not gonna be done the day after you get the money, I promise you.
I realize that.
So it's the fall.
Now, he's saying 27.
He's talking about the new building.
The new, you're
The
talking about
new road.
McGowan.
That's McGowan Road. We're talking about
McGowan
Pope
Mill
Street.
Road.
Pope Street.
Pope Street is a different entity. It's being done separately. It's already been submitted. We'll get the contracts in the spring. The money will come in late July. We'll put it out to bid and hopefully have it, as soon as we get the bids and get it done, we can get started with construction on that. I don't know what time it'll be, depending upon the bid times and when they can get started construction, but hopefully it's gonna be in the fall of next year. Now, this other road, we haven't got the money yet, so that's gonna push it later.
In the fall of this year,
So that's the difference.
yeah.
All right,
In the fall of this year of 2026.
I hope, I'm
for
just,
Pope
I know
Street.
the money's coming in July, that they'll earn the money out. Then we have to do the bid process.
Right.
That'll take a month or so, and so you're into August,
you look
September.
like January 27, maybe getting started on the project.
I hope to
Because
have
it's
it
got to be
done.
designed and the money's got to come in and,
The
Then
design's
the
pretty
company
much
won't
done
be
on
able
Pope, it's not,
to start on it
Okay, it's not
until
conceptual.
27.
huh?
Right, January
Yeah.
Conceptual drawing, okay.
January.
Hold on, I think there's so much confusion. I'm confused. So Pope is starting in the fall,
Okay.
July, you gonna tell us that.
So
Tell us
Pope
again.
Street, he's saying the money will come to the town in July.
July.
And then, whenever we do the application, it's a completely conceptual design. So basically, we do the rough quantities, and then the design team goes in and does exactly what's gonna be the plans. So that's just a couple month process. So that's what I was saying with Pope Street. The design is, if we get it in July and we get started, that'll be early fall. And then if it's designed then, it'll be awarded. And then Pope Street will be getting started towards the end of this year, hopefully, if everything goes smoothly.
Gotcha.
And then this application will be, I guess, when did we find out about Pope Street this year? Was it October?
Last year, we found out we didn't get it in December, but this year, when the senator got involved, we found out about it in August or something.
Yeah, so this
early.
application, I'm gonna be submitting now, due March 25th. Hopefully, we will find out October to December if that, and then it'll just be like a repeat process of the same thing. So basically, you're looking at a road a year if you keep getting approved. But
Right.
Pope Street took 3 years, I think, to get it approved.
Yeah, we sure do need that expedited. That road is horrible.
It's terrible.
I drive it a lot, yes,
I
ma'am.
do too.
all right, we need a motion to approve the application.
I'm on motion to approve the
It's terrible.
MSCOP application with all that Howard.
Motion by Mr. Perry to that effect. Second by Mr. Arnold, all in favor, saying aye.
They're all over town.
Motion
Thank
carries.
y'all.
Okay,
They're all
thank you.
over town.
Appreciate you.
I've been all over town, ain't no place worse.
Glad to have you on board, Bowden.
Next item will be, approval of memorandum code enforcement procedure, Mr. Clark, Mr. Manager, you wanna talk on that a
Well,
minute? You wanna wait and see if he comes?
Let's wait and see if he comes. It's basically, we're, getting everything together for action taken on Pope
Okay.
Street. And, we'll have, the attorney's gone through the procedures that we need to do. Eventually, if he doesn't cooperate between now and the time we have this meeting, we're gonna go in there, we can move everything out and put a lien against the
Sounds
property.
good. Now,
So
folks,
we're working
maybe-
on that.
Now, folks, maybe I think more of us, if we go ahead and get that finished up.
Well,
We're
we're in the
It's
process.
been a process, no doubt.
He's asked for an extension, and I've called him, he's supposed to call me back, but I've extended him for a year and a half, and I've
You're
done
denying
all I can
an
do.
extension on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
We've
But
been
we
around
gotta
now
set
for
up
2
a-
years on that.
There's a procedure we gotta set up to go through, and the attorney's got all that set up, and we'll probably in the next, several weeks have all that done. If he doesn't make significant progress, then we're gonna go in there and move everything out.
Okay, all right. Well, let's move on to the next item, then approval of change order for the CDBG DR wastewater grant. You gonna speak on that? Hunter's not here tonight.
Hunter wasn't gonna be here, but, Brent Melvin was gonna be here. And basically, it is a change order on the, existing grant that we have for the wastewater situation. It's adding, some work on lift station 5, and I think the catwalk at the lift station is about to rust through, and they've added that to the existing contract that they're doing. It's just extra work they're gonna do with some of the extra funds they had left. And that's what the change order is about, that we want the town to approve that, so they could go ahead and get approval from FEMA to go ahead and get it done.
Are you authorized to approve it then? Move
I
forward?
think so,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
I'll make a motion to approve the change order.
Motion by Mr. Arnold to approve the
Does he
change
have a
order. Do I have a
copy?
second?
Second.
Second by Mr. All in favor, saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
And if you'll just sign that change order, then I'll get it to Mr. Melvin.
Okay, next item will be approval of the RFP, Comprehensive Disaster Recovery Service and Financing of Grant management support. Could you speak on that, please?
As you know, we've had issues over the last several years with iParametrics. That was our FEMA consultant. Our contract was signed back after the hurricane. Their contract has been expired probably for a year and a half, and they've just been working, along and getting paid as they did work. It got to a point recently that I just called and told them that we weren't gonna work with them anymore because the guy that was supposed to be doing their work was not doing it, and I was having to do it for him. And so they brought in the vice president, and they've got somebody else that's been doing the work and doing a better job. But what I'm proposing is that we put it out for bid again and get us a consultant that we can depend upon and that will do the work that we need done without the frustration that I have spent. And I don't know about people before me, and I know that Danielle's worked on it for years and years and years, a lot more than me. But it's been really, really frustrating. And what I'd like to do is, we don't really have a contract right now pending with even our paramedics. They're doing work for us, but we're not really under contract. I'd like to put it back out for bid, get some additional people to bid on it, and get us somebody that we can have as a consultant in case. We've been lucky this year, but we don't know what it's gonna be next year. There could be a tornado anytime. We need somebody on staff for hurricane recovery and for disaster relief. So what I'd like to do is to put out a bid for us to get bids on somebody that can do that work for us.
Okay. Pleasure to council.
So you want approval to put it out for a
Put it out
bid?
for bids.
Yeah. I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Arnold to
Do it.
submit this for bids.
I second that.
Second by Mr. Farrell. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Good motion. Thanks. All right, real interesting last one there, award of dump truck bid.
We put that out for bid several weeks ago, and we got 2 bids in. I want to explain that this is with excess FEMA money. The majority of it is excess FEMA money. It was either lose it or use it, and so we haven't had a dump truck since 1985. It's in the shop. It doesn't work. We have millings that we want to haul, things that we need to do, dirt to haul. We don't have anything to do it with. So we bought the backhoe with part of those funds, and the balance of the funds we want to use for a dump truck. We set them out, and I think I gave y'all copies of the bids. We got 2 bids in, one from Kenworth and Dothan for $143,000 some odd dollars, and we got one from Freightliner for $118,000. Now, the only advantage, I looked at and I'm not a mechanic and I don't know trucks very well, but I got Gary in who helped me look at it. The chassis are the same, the engines are the same, and so really they're almost the same truck. The only advantage of the Kenworth is it could be here tomorrow, whereas the Freightliner is gonna take about 4 months, they're gonna build it. So that's the only problem, but we've been without one for the last several years, and I'm not sure. My recommendation, even though I would like to go with the Kenworth people, that we do the Freightliner, because I don't think the $25,000 in our situation as a town that we can, get by with.
How much are we gonna have to borrow to finish paying the dump truck off? Is it very much or
Very little.
very little? Well, that's.
14, I figure $14,000, we might not have to borrow anything.
Good deal. And it looks like they could shop around somewhere in the United States and find us a Freightliner already ready to ride.
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk with the guy, after if it's approved that we go with that, then I'm gonna get with him and see what we can do. But he's telling me that, right now, that it would have to be built, but I can ask him to check on that, and that might be an option, but,
Well, I know Dothan's got a bunch sitting on the lot there. I mean, they may be already
but
sold.
it's part of the same group. That guy works out of Albany, and they have an office in Dothan and in Midway. That's part of that Freightliner Midway. So, I mean, I've talked with him at length. I can check on that, but
Now, is this tandem axle, 10-wheeler, or is it just single axle?
I don't know.
All I know is it needs to be one that CDLs
It's-
are not required.
It'll carry up to 26,000 pounds,
It's
which
gonna be
keeps it
a
under
single
the, under the,
Yeah.
under
If
the,
that means anything.
under the level of having to have a CDL, since we don't have a
Yeah.
CDL operator in our
It'd be a
town.
single axle then.
Is that good, Mike?
And
Is that good?
That's all really all we need around town, really.
it's a 7 to 8 yard dump, and it also says that it has a larger, is it 10 foot?
I think 10 yards, they said.
7 to 10 yards.
It'd be a single accident.
And he's also got a heavy-duty suspension in the back for the load in the back. So, I mean, it's heavier than, they upgrade the suspension in the back for the load. So it's
And the
actually,
gross vehicle weight be less than 26 once, so most any of them can drive it.
right, everybody can drive it.
That's a win situation. And what's the pleasure of the council?
Make a motion to go ahead with the
Freightliner.
Freightliner.
Motion by Ms. Locke to go ahead and proceed with the bid on the Freightliner dump truck. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Kay. All in favor, saying aye. Thank y'all.
I'll proceed.
Thank you.
Mike, I'm gonna need to get you to go out there with me because the initial money will have to, until we get the
Okay.
money back. So I need to get
Whenever
you
you
those
get
sites of paperwork.
Just let me know. We'll go down there and
I will, I'll work it on your schedule.
Mr. Harrison, your turn.
Talk about standing ovation.
Hey, can I
Man
say-
right here.
Can I say something before he starts?
Yes.
I've been working real closely with especially with Ronnie and the committee this more recent recreation committee. And the one we had before that was outstanding. And we have not missed a beat with this new group. They have gone out and we worked together on some of this, but a lot of this they've done on their own. I'm gonna give them the credit. We have now lights on all of our fields. We have lights on our football field. They're working every day. We have a new sign up there,
Yeah.
a lighted sign up there that looks really, really nice. They're working on the bathrooms. They're just doing excellent work. And I just want to give these guys, that whole group, especially Ronnie and the whole group with them. They've worked on Saturdays, Sundays. They've worked on the weekends. They've taken his equipment out there. They've gone to Atlanta and got lights and God knows where to get conduit and electrical wires and has done an amazing job. And I just want to say I appreciate what he's done.
We do.
And I
That
know
shows
and I
a
know
love
the
for
town
kids
does.
right there.
For
That's
sure.
a love
He's-
for kids.
He's
For
done
sure.
something in 3 or 4 months that FEMA hadn't done in 7 years.
you go.
Exactly, there you go.
So I want to give him some kudos for that from the town.
Well, we dang sure appreciate it. It wasn't just me, of course. It was mainly me and 3 others, but we got it done. It was some battles and maybe a few cuss words thrown here and there, but we got it done. So, but it was a job and a chore, that's for sure. But I'm glad to see we got lights on everything now, and that'll just help us going forward a little bit as far as practicing in games and being able to schedule stuff a little better this year. But all of that included, with the new conduit and wire, everything in the ground and in-ground junction boxes, you name it. It's besides the lights, they were gently used, but other than that, everything's pretty much new. And we had to repurpose some poles because those are a little pricey. But we have right around about $8,000 of extra money that we have brought in from donations and leftover stuff from registration from flag football and all that. And that's what we have in it right now. So not completely done yet. All that's done, but we still got a lot of tidying up to do. And again, appreciate the town's support with everything we're trying to accomplish down there. And hopefully the lights will be the biggest project we was trying to accomplish. But, and then, like Mr. Bill said, with the sign, finally got them signs in, and that's gonna be going up here shortly. And I don't know if I ever said it, but wanted to say thank you to Sneads Assembly for donating that sign, because that's where it come from. With all the equipment as well for it. So, Mr. Tim had a lot to do with that too, so, and we thank you for that, because that's just, something a little extra, put a little razz down there, as the kids say.
Good for advertising.
Yeah, 100%. Let's see, another thing going on y'all may be seeing down there is we finally got approval through the central office with DOC, so we're gonna start getting a little more help with some inmates and stuff. So first thing is chopping every crepe myrtle down out there. They asked me what they needed done, and I started naming off all kind of stuff, and they said one thing at a time. And I said, well, we'll go with the biggest, and that's that. We got baseball and softball, t-ball registrations going on right now. That will end February 1st, a little earlier than we wanted to do it, but with the way everything's lining up, the ball day stuff, the getting uniforms, everything else, that'll be ending February 1st. And then we'll have a coaches meeting Monday, the following day, February 2nd, for all the coaches to pick their teams and go through the list of kids and all. We'd like to request, but we've always done it here, if that's available. But this year, I remember last year, it was really, really crowded in here. You couldn't hardly breathe. There was so many people just, I mean, from T-ball up to the oldest kids. So if we'd like to request to have the log cabin as well, if that Monday, February the 2nd, is open for no more than an hour.
What time would you do it?
It would more than likely be around 6 o'clock.
Let me talk to Brother Bill, see if we can get the fellowship hall.
That'd be even better.
Right.
More room the merrier for sure. Let's see, I got a few more things. Like I said, I gave y'all a little warning last month now. Told you I was gonna take a little more time than I normally do.
You've earned it.
Well, thank you. And with that being said, we'll start practices the week of February 16th. And then after that, about mid-March, we don't have a date yet, we're going to try to hold some sort of community little cleanup or just get down there and just get prepped and ready for the ball season and all. That's kind of the biggest of all the deals there with all the sports right now. And I did not want to do this whatsoever, and not realizing, looking ahead, I was really, really against having ball day the day before Easter. We done that a few years ago, with Easter falling super early this year. And we got 2 or 3 others I know for sure is holding their ball days on the same days as well, and with scheduling,
It's gonna be the day.
it's going to be the day before, unfortunately. I did not want to do it. That was something I did not want to do, but that's kind of the route we got to go this year. I didn't realize Easter fell. I mean, Lord, Easter's the 5th, I think, this year. So
I know it seems to be earlier and earlier.
well, last year it was a little late, but I'm assuming the couple 2 or 3 years ago we had it before Easter. It was the same deal.
Same, yes.
So it looks like every few years, 3 or 4 years, we're going to try not to do that, but, you know, again, with us kind of being new into this and the whole DYB thing being a little more involved with different stuff, you know, we just got to do what we got to do, so.
Yeah.
But we're going to have a opening day ceremony the 4th at 8 o'clock. We'd like to ask all city council and whatever staff to attend if possible, just to, you know, give a little support to the community and everybody else, all the kids down there. And then we're going to follow up with ball games starting at 9. So, but we're going to do that 8 o'clock a.m. April 4th is ball day, and then 1 hour later we're going to be kicking off some games and having a little fun. So. Also going to be asking for vendors to attend the event. We're going to ask for a $50 donation for like a setup fee or wherever, you know, we decide to put them down there. And again, you know, all that goes back into everything we're doing because we got a long list of projects. So, but yeah, that's what's been going on. I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen a lot of commotion and activity down there. We've been trying to keep everything safed up as much as we can and keep, you know, people out and been locking some of the main gates and all so people just don't come in and out while we're kind of in there working. Now, some of the places you can get in and you just can't help it and you hate to run them off when they're going out there trying to get on the baseball field and hit and throw a little bit, but we've been trying to be as safe as possible and liability, for that concern of it, so. But again, just want to thank everybody in the town and community and everybody that helps, and Mr. Bill, me and him conversate a lot, and we got a lot of stuff working here pretty quick, and it's all going really good.
Can I? Sure. I just want to say, number one, thank y'all, all of you. The other night on Facebook, I saw those lights and I just started, and I knew you, but I didn't know everybody. And I knew Zach and Nick. I knew they had got, but your name popped in my head first. So then when Caitlin did her post, I went back and I mentioned it. But those women too. I mean, I know they're working hard too, and
Oh yeah,
we
everybody.
appreciate all of y'all. Your hours away from your family. I mean, weekends, holidays. I mean, I see y'all down there. It's working in the dark. Y'all
Oh, yeah.
working to the very end till you can't see no more. But I want to make town aware, the community's aware. Without these guys and their equipment and their monies
And knowledge.
and knowledge, we may not have a rec program. The town couldn't have afforded it. Not to do what y'all are doing. We wouldn't have had lights. We'd have still been doing what we were doing. So again, thank God for y'all.
100%.
But I just want to make people aware that without these guys and their knowledge and everything, we would not have this. So again, we appreciate y'all so.
Oh yeah,
so
and we
much.
appreciate
And our
that.
youth is our future. It is, and people, I hope, take that to heart. And,
Yep, and we appreciate that, and that's one last thing I want to comment on is, just kind of looking at the whole scheme of things, and maybe a little bit has to do with the school moving to Grand Ridge eventually, but, that place down there is the only thing the kids have in this whole town. I mean, there's other little things here and there, but where everybody comes together is every sport that gets played down there. I mean, that's the only thing the youth's got. So we're gonna try to keep it alive and kicking as long as we can. So.
Well, we sure appreciate y'all.
Oh,
Yes. And
hey,
anything
ain't no
we can
problem.
do.
And we appreciate everybody's support for sure. So.
And thank you for the Christmas lights. Too.
Oh yeah, yep. We'll be getting them down this week. So.
Again, without help from them, we couldn't do all that either.
That's right.
Thank y'all.
Well, thank y'all very
so
much.
So much.
All right, Mr. Bill?
I've got a few things here, and I do want to go back and say that when it came time to put up the Christmas lights, we were, I think the county truck was unavailable, because they've been good in the past about helping us, but it was unavailable, and, we didn't have any place to turn, and Ronnie brought his truck up there and left it for several days to put the lights up, and he's offered it this week to take them down. So, again, I want to thank him for the stuff he's doing for this town without a dime, so I just wanted to. I ain't saying nothing else nice about you. As far as my manager's notes go, work is near completion on lift station 2. They're installing the final pumps and electrical panel, and they should be finished this week. And that project, that'll be a whole new system there with the force main all the way out to the plant out there. So that should be done this week. Purchase of a new dump truck with excessive FEMA funds is approaching. We talked about that already. The seal bids were received. Y'all seen copies of those, and we'll probably start that action this week on trying to get that started. And again, this is repetitive. The lights have been replaced and are operational at all the ball fields, thanks to the volunteers of the Recreation Department and the other people in the community. Some are not part of the Recreation Committee who just came and helped anyway, for making all this happen. And I want to reiterate that. Pope Street paving contracts are coming in the spring of this year. I don't know exactly when. They told me they would be here in the spring and that they would release the money in July of 2026. And at that time, we can go ahead and start with the bidding and selecting a contractor and getting that started. So hopefully before too much longer, I don't know the exact time, but we'll be able to get that street done. We're working right now on another one for the following cycle for the other roads, and we're gonna continue to do that every year until we get a lot of these done. I'm in initial negotiations with Verizon for a tower to be placed on one of our water tanks. They initially contacted me with an amount, a monthly amount that I thought was too low, because we had done it previously with T-Mobile, and theirs was for a lot more. So I'm gonna be in negotiations with them. They just got approval from the main office of Verizon. So we may be getting another source of income with the Verizon water tower on our water tank. So, and I'll keep y'all apprised as to the negotiations, the amount, and if it's gonna happen or not. It's still early, but it looks like it may happen. Several projects with the water sewer are upcoming that need to be addressed and are costly. The $1.2 million grant that we applied for through the RIF grant, we didn't get it. There was $22 million worth of requests, and there was, of monies, and there was $120 million worth of requests. And a lot of the people that got the awards were people that were hurt by hurricanes, tornadoes, have had a natural disaster, and I think the focus on these was to get those people back in line that had the natural disasters. So we did not get that. We'll try again, in the next cycle, but we were turned down this time, which leads us to the fact that we've got some projects that we're looking at trying to do. We want to convert our chlorine gas to liquid conversion for our water treatment plant down there. And the cost, we got a bid on that, it's $49,000. It's something that every area plant is trying to do now. You can't even get the chlorine gas hardly across state lines anymore. It's dangerous. It's the stuff that the terrorists use to make nerve gas and that kind of stuff. So everybody is converting to the liquid chlorine. So that's something that we need to take a look at. And right now we've got an initial bid of $49,000. It's soon to be mandated, from what I understand from the people I've talked to, and when it does, the price is going to go up. So once it's mandated, it's going to go up. So we have a price now, $49,000. So that's something we need to get together and kind of figure out where we're going to do that, because it is a dangerous process to have that gas. It is dangerous.
What about the uniforms that the guys need down there?
They have to wear, to go in there, they have to wear like a hazmat thing with a gas mask and the whole thing. And I'm gonna be honest with you, they're scared to go in there with it because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's deadly. It's not dangerous, it's deadly.
Yeah.
And everybody's converting from that to the liquid chlorine, which you gotta have the chlorine for your treatment plant.
Right.
So it's been brought to my attention, and I've investigated it, and it is something that's going to have to be done. And I was hoping, and there may be a way that I can get that done as part of the wastewater treatment grant that we currently have. If there's some funds left, I think there's some contingency funds. I'm working on that now, so maybe we can incorporate that in there and possibly not have to take it out of the town's coffers. But it's a project that needs to be done regardless.
Yeah, it's got
It's very, very dangerous.
Have y'all researched the idea of using ultraviolet UV rather than chlorine, period?
I have not.
Okay. That might be something you might want to talk to.
I'll talk to Scott about that. He's the one that brought this to my
A lot of people
attention.
use UV ultraviolet in the contact chamber rather than chlorine gas.
Chlorine gas. I will check on that. Let me make a note of
I
that.
mean, that's something you might want to research.
Yeah, I'll do that. We also have a 5-year DEP mandated flushing and inspection by an engineer of both water tanks. I mean, this is something that you do on a regular cycle. They have to come in there, they have to flush the tanks and inspect them. We have to have an engineer to inspect them, and that's mandated by DEP to have a water system. And we've got a bid of approximately $20,000 for that for both tanks coming up. And then there's a new variable frequency device for lift station 5, which is keeps it from having to manually go and turn it on and off. It's a piece of machinery that's broken, and they're having to manually do it now. And it's $5,000. So we've got about $75,000 worth of stuff that needs to be done for our water treatments sewer system. And so I just wanted to make the council aware of that. I think I'm gonna be able to get 2 of those projects done with the contingency fund on our water treatment plant that we're working on the grant that we have now. If that's the case, that'll save us $53,000. So that, it won't be quite as big a chunk that have to come out. But we just got some things that are hovering over us right now that we're gonna have to take a look at in the future. And, number 7 says I'm in talks with Blue Line Solutions regarding the school zone speed cameras. I've talked with them a couple times and let them know about our situation here has changed since the initial starting of that 2 years ago. I think I'm gonna have it resolved in the coming weeks. It's a little more complicated than I thought, but I do think that we're gonna be able to get out of that contract.
Danielle, who was that digging in the box?
It was, them working on the cameras because they were offline.
Oh,
And while they were working on one of them, the other one went offline.
Yeah.
Very accurate.
And I guess they've been taking pictures, but there's been nobody to look at them, and
Yeah.
it was been nothing done.
That's
They
what
haven't
informed
notified
me.
us that anything was being done. They said they were taking, and I just had a long talk with the guy, and he's supposed to get back with me, and I think we're gonna get it resolved.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had just pulled off from the pharmacy. I said, hey, Danielle, there's somebody up here at this little thing at the, school zone playing in that box. I mean, I don't guess they notify the city or
Nothing.
anything.
Yeah.
Not a word.
He said he was there because the camera was offline, and I'm like, what do you mean it's offline?
We didn't know it was online, yeah.
Yeah, I said, you mean it's been online? And he said, yeah, it's been online taking pictures. I'm like, where are the pictures going? I said, because no one at our police department are looking at these pictures. And, he said, what? And I'm like, yeah, and he was like, well, this is above my pay grade. I'm like, okay. And then when I was talking to him, he said, wait, the other one just went offline. And I'm like, okay.
And I talked with the man above his pay grade.
Yeah.
And, you know, and so we're trying to get it worked out. There's several factors there, and it's too complicated to go into, but, I'm working on it, and hopefully we'll get it resolved soon.
Good deal.
You would think they would notice that they haven't been getting any
It has,
feedback or any
it has-
citations
it has
or
not
any
been done, it's
money.
not been done professionally
Yeah.
from the jump, so.
And then I said, well, who's paying for this electric bill? Because there's a meter there, electricity, and he said, oh, I don't know. So I called West Florida and asked them, and the meter's actually in Blue Line Solutions' name. So they've been paying an electric bill, so they're not making any money, paying an electric bill, so they're losing money.
Not very organized.
Terrible.
So,
All right, Chief,
I don't have anything.
everything. Appreciate what you're doing. Do the best you can do. Anybody wanna make a comment on, Jimmy, wanna make a comment on the fire department report there, or do you think that Russell's not here tonight?
Russell sent me a form, and I think I gave y'all a copy of it, and it lists the number of calls that they've done throughout the year. And he had to go to a funeral up in North Georgia, and said that he's sorry he couldn't be here, but wanted y'all to get that information.
286 calls?
286 calls, in the, from 1/1/25 to 12/31/25. So in 1 year, they made 286 calls. It's amazing.
Appreciate what they do.
And I know they're not here, but I would just like to say, you know, that they do a lot of different things for the town and the surrounding of the county, and it's all over the place. And, without a dime's pay, you know, and they do a really good job, and we appreciate it.
Appreciate all they do.
Yeah, I would make one comment for the fire department, like I said, we have now begun using the new pumper engine, and, it's awesome.
Is it?
I mean, it's a great asset to the town as well to other people in the community.
Good deal.
So,
That's great.
good, good.
All right, we'll start down at your end of the table. You got anything, Mr. Perry, you'd like to bring their attention?
I think the only thing I still like to keep on our radar is just, I don't want us to fall off the radar with looking at, direct deposit for the employees. That's something I still want to keep on our radar. We're getting that set up. That's all I have.
Okay,
Yeah, talking about all the eyesores and Sneads, that building by McAlpin's, didn't he have a deadline that he was by the funeral home? Wasn't he given a deadline, or didn't he tell us that he would have that done 6 months ago or something?
He said he was working on it. I didn't talk with him at that time, so Did you talk with him at the time?
He didn't really say how
I
long.
know he was gonna try to work on it as he could and not have to hire it and do it himself, but it's,
It's bad.
well,
And, there's a lot more in Sneads, you know, that place at the caution lights, it doesn't look any better even after they cut the grass down. I think it looks worse. And, then I also would like to know about the status of Holly Street, you know, the flooding.
that's still part of the, and I think that was what, I don't know if Brent thought the meeting was at 6 or not, but he was coming. They're in some of the final stages of that. I think what they're waiting right now, and again, I'm not involved in that project closely, but I think they're waiting on a railroad permit. They're trying to get the funding because they've got to go under the railroad with some of the work they're doing, and it's another $75,000 out of the
Stormwater.
the stormwater grant budget, not our budget, but stormwater grant budget. And I think that's the last piece of the puzzle, and they're waiting on the funding to be approved by FEMA or
No,
Florida Commerce, I'm sorry, to get that money approved so they can go ahead and pay them to get the permit to go under there. That's holding everything up, and I think they're getting that done in the near future. I think it's real close, and then once they do that, then the whole project will begin. And Holly Street is part of that. I don't know what the extent of the work they're gonna do on Holly Street, but there's some flooding stuff there, and maybe some paving with some of these streets when they tear them up to do that. I'm hoping we'll get some paving out of that too, so. But that project has not began yet with the construction aspect of it. They're being held up right now by that permitting for the $75,000 for the permit from the railroad. That's the last account I had of them this week.
Okay, thank you. That's all I got.
Angie?
I wanted to make a comment about, or thank the ladies of Sneads. I was not in town for the parade and everything, and I was out of the meeting last month, but I have heard just the best things about everything that's going on, and I was, up at the shop, and they're already planning for next year. So I would love for our lake to get into good shape down there because they do plan to do the Christmas trees where you can do a Christmas tree in memory of someone, or a business can put one. So I do want that to be a goal of ours, is to get down there really looking good and make that a annual thing. People come all around, like they drive to Bainbridge to look at it, you know, come and see us and make it a place for families to come and enjoy. I know that we have to figure out about electricity, but I think they're gonna do solar, so I don't know. But anyway, they were very excited about it, already talking about it, and I thought, wow, a year out, and they're already that excited. So I think that's great that they're willing to, and it's not just for Sneads, you know, they're advertising, they were on Channel 7 News.
Mhm.
And had Panama City people already contacted them, so I think that's wonderful. Sorry, y'all. I make myself notes. I have some on my phone. Hold on. What is being cleaned up beside the hotel? Is somebody putting in something down there?
I don't know, but I saw where they had cut it and cleaned it and put hauling dirt in there. They have not asked for a developmental order yet, so we don't know what it is. There's been rumors in the past about maybe a food place coming in there, but I wouldn't mention the name because we don't know that. There's been nothing done with the city yet to let it, that we would know a developmental order was asked for, so we would know what was going on. So I guess maybe they're just getting ready to maybe start it, but I don't really have any information on it.
Okay.
Try to find out and encourage them.
Yeah.
Sure. And, did we pass I'm assuming we haven't had it yet, the cybersecurity, or did y'all mention that last meeting and I was not here?
We mentioned it last meeting. I actually talked to Mike after the meeting about it. It's just expensive. The initial to start it, just to get started with what we need to do is $35,000, and it's gonna be upwards to from what I understand, $150,000. just to have the cybersecurity done with the buildings, the door locks, and then all the computer stuff that needs to be done. Jason could probably give you a better indication if I'm close or I'm off.
I mean, that's pretty accurate as far as we were able to tell from the initial phase. And it's still just a guessing game because the state is saying these are the minimum criteria that we want. They're handing the minimum criteria off to the vendors, who are then gonna turn and sell the solution back to the state.
Yeah.
The state's gonna use one template for everybody, and we're gonna get the same thing Miami-Dade gets. It's not gonna be any variance. Miami-Dade has ever how many hundreds of officers, and we've got one. And, but it's still gonna, the cost is gonna remain the same, because they're not gonna manage and monitor different networks. So, the cost is just gonna be what the cost is, but the state don't know what the cost is. So, while it could be $80,000, it could be $150,010. But we do know that we're looking at some of the initial construction to build all the walls up, to secure the doors, to get the locking systems and quite a bit of that stuff. Then there's gonna be some construction to secure a network room, which is secured kind of now, but it's not large enough. They're gonna make it expanded. We're gonna have to tear all that out, build it all back, blah, blah, blah. You're looking at a bigger minimum of $35,000. The cost in the initial phase will be your licensing, which is an intangible cost. You can't see it. You'd be like, oh, looking, what's this $22,000 cost? What's this $44,000 cost? Well, it's your licensing for the security software, for the network auditing software and all that. But you don't see it. It's just software, right? And so we're both, all of us, kind of talking with the sheriff's department. We're all kind of pressed as to say this is a hard and fast cost, but we do know what it's going to cost to get started. So, while we didn't get audited in November, we're risking not doing anything because of the costs that we don't want to incur, depending on what the total cost will be and the resulting outcome from that will be. If that makes sense. If we run out of budget money, why do anything if you can't do it all?
Don't do parts and
We're
pieces.
gonna risk, and I didn't really make the call, 'cause it's not my call, but Bill and I talked about it, and we think that it's better to go ahead and risk it, ask for forgiveness, rather than pay for it, and it never, ever be what was.
And what if we don't use it, yeah? So are they saying that they're gonna have grants out there, or?
No.
And listen, there's 67 counties in this state, and there are, I think it's 300, Brett, you may know better than I do, there's 300 some odd, police departments that are the smaller police departments that are gonna be affected by this. And all of those people are gonna be looking for cybersecurity grants. As I said in the initial, meeting, that, the sheriff's department, Jackson County Sheriff's Department, had cut their cybersecurity budget back by $100,000 last year. Or their IT, because there wasn't that much money in the grant system at that time. And all we're doing is, everybody else is getting in line. Everybody, it's gonna be, it's not a good situation. So no, we have not, to answer your question directly, we have not done anything. Because it's, I think, being a better steward of the money to not spend what we don't have to spend until we know what we're gonna do spend.
And really what we don't really have, to be honest with you about it.
So are they gonna come do an like?
Yeah, they do an audit, every year or two. A lot of times it was by phone, hey, how's this looking, if there was any things that need to be taken care of. So for instance, everybody's required to do training. Anybody that accesses the place, send us your training documents. How many staff do you have, IT people, how many vendors do you have? Send us all this And so here, not this past November, November prior to, and they did a pretty extensive audit. But, then, you know, FBI did an audit on them, and I think they're still kind of trying to, this was alluded to, not said, I think they're still kind of trying to pick up pieces from that, you know, before they come back out here to tell us, hey, you've got all these things wrong. They're getting their ducks in a row to make sure that when they tell us what's wrong, they've covered all their bases.
And to make matters worse, with all that's going on in Tallahassee, last month Quincy, Gaston County got hacked, and the whole system in the county got hacked. And so it's just magnifying the need to have that. 5 o'clock, not 6. I've already got your extension order signed.
That's okay.
Hunter didn't tell you that, did he?
He might have did that on purpose, just to make a little funny joke.
No, that's all right. That's my fault.
I don't know if y'all know this, he's Brent Melvin with Melvin Engineering. He does a lot of work for Sneads, and he's a really, really good guy to work with. Really good guy to work with. Yeah, we should have given him one. But anyway, you know, so I think that's just heightening everything with this. You know, it being right next to Tallahassee, the county next to Tallahassee now has gotten hacked, and they had a mess. I don't know why what they've done. I understand they wouldn't let anybody in Jackson County receive an email from Gaston County because they didn't want to infect our systems over here. So they had a mess over there. So I mean, it's just the situation's getting worse and worse and worse.
And Sergeant Hollis has resigned, correctly?
Last day's tomorrow night.
So you're by yourself, and I'm assuming the sheriff's department's helping you. You're calling them. Okay.
It's just me.
May I interject?
I'm done. So
Jason, so are you saying that at any time they can call us and tell us that they wanna do an audit? Is this already supposed to be done? Are we already supposed to be
Yes.
moving into, and so if they come out, we're all deficient?
Now, they can, well, sure, but they can come anytime, and they can come anytime. But yeah, and we do have deficiencies, and that's part of the meeting that I was in, when was that?
About a month ago.
Oh,
It was in October, wasn't it?
I think
So
it was
are
October.
you, are we fined then?
Not yet.
No,
No.
we'll be given a remediation period, and be able to have the time to fix, some or all discrepancies, as long as we can prove that we're working towards those, remediation points, will be okay.
But the initial 35 will just get us the building aspect. Then you're talking about the firewalls and the licensing, and that could be well over $100,000 more dollars.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean.
That's just initial stuff.
See, I can't give you the specifics because I can buy Cisco licensing for my clients, and it costs $449 per device. We can buy it here for $449 per device, I'm not per device, but for this location. It covers everybody in the building, 1 or 100, that's fine. But when you get to talk about the Miami-Dade kind of size, and they have to have all these other devices that you got cameras, you got phones, you got so much different stuff, that expands it all out, and those go into the tens of thousands of dollars for licensing. expect the unexpected, but don't be surprised to see some of the stuff that might be coming.
Well, I heard you a little bit earlier say that they got to get their ducks in a row before they can come over and make us get our ducks in a row. So I think that's what they need to do, is get their ducks in a row, come over here and get our, and make it, tell us, this is where your ducks is got to line up.
I'll let
Cause
you-
I'm listening to you now, you telling me you don't know if we're gonna have to have metal studs, or we're gonna have to have expanded metal, or if we.
That's
get
what
that,
he
or we-
got out of the conference
Right,
he
that's what I'm
went to.
saying, so, that's what I'm saying, so, until they come audit us and say, this is what you got to do, we really don't know what to do.
You don't.
Because like I say, you don't know what they're gonna make Miami-Dade do, and if we got to follow suit with them, we probably ain't gonna be able to afford to do what Miami-Dade does, you know?
Well, we would do it on a smaller scale, but it would cost a lot less, but still probably more than we can afford.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, so I mean, I think it's something to be concerned about, but like I say, until they come over here and say, you know, this is what you got to do. Don't you think? I mean,
I think it's a sticky situation.
okay.
I mean, I think that, you have a minimum.
Dang if you do, dang if you don't.
What's that?
Dang if you do,
You
dang
have
if
a
you
minimum
don't.
requirement all the time. And, I know the fact that we haven't done any of the paperwork, the fact that we haven't done some of the other testing because of budget, that we do have some compliance issues. I do know that.
Right.
But as far as, again, going back to the additions to the walls, I don't know enough about construction, but I don't know, you know, as far as the load bearing kind of stuff, do we have 24-inch ceilings over there, or the top caps, are they gonna be able to hold the addition? We're gonna have to rebuild the walls, and what would we rebuild the walls with? Again, those are very.
And do they require you to use their contractors to make sure it's done right?
I wouldn't have that conversation. I'm sure, look, it's gonna be a show.
Yeah.
I mean, I just know, and I'm trying to be sensitive because of the, you know, of the ability to keep the police department, right? But the budget issue
Is the issue.
is the issue, and so, it's so iffy. I mean, I want to be able to tell you guys, hey, this is the stuff that you need, but if they come in and they say, hey, you got all these problems, you know, tear down this wall, put this kind of wall back up, put these kind of doors on there, put this electronic locking system, this remote monitoring management, stuff like that on there. And those are realistic, those are things, again, we talked about it during that meeting, those are realistic, potential changes that we would have to do. And so I wish I could tell you that range that I give you, that 80 to 150 is, but
Well, it's
could
not
be
your
more than
fault,
that.
it doesn't fall on you, it falls on us as the council.
Well, I know, but I mean, I'm gonna give you the best.
Right now, it falls on the state to hurry up and get a plan together and whatever actions they're gonna
But
need to do and do
ultimately,
it.
our decision for our budget falls on the council.
I know
And we know
that.
what we can
I know
fight
that.
and what we can handle.
I know that.
And if we're gonna just throw $35,000 away on cybersecurity that we're not gonna use anyway.
Well, and again, going back just the minimum security, we're gonna need new doors, because there has to be two different methods of locking something, so it's gotta be an electronic lock and a key lock, okay? Now, that electronic lock, is it just gonna be a badge, is it gonna be a thumbprint, is it gonna be the codes? The door, does it have to be a particular thickness, does it have to be metal, does it have to be any kind of reinforced around the frame, and stuff like that? These are all things that they're going to talk about, they're going to do, on the site, you know, analysis.
For one, that's glass right now, so you know that's gonna have to be changed out.
It's like you say, it's still an issue from their standpoint,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
still,
to
so,
so,
for us to get started on doing any of this stuff, we could just be spitting in the wind. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you where to start, because it may change when they walk in on day one.
Have we received anything in writing that we got to do this? That we got to start this? Okay. I think we need to just, wait until they say, look, you got to do this. And then we're gonna have to make a decision budget-wise, what we're gonna be able to do. So we hashing out things, I mean, you know.
We're gonna have to make some decisions anyway, budget-wise, we're not even concerning them.
But they've kind of given us a framework as to what they think it's gonna cost, and they don't, if it's not exact science,
Yeah.
but they're giving you ballpark amounts, which are astronomical, you know, I mean.
Well, yeah, and then, you know, again, with the construction and reconstruction, those variables are just kind of wild. But I'll tell you, one of the things that occurred to me earlier today, as a matter of fact, we hadn't had a chance to talk about it, but, when the state announced Doge, the Florida Doge, we were about 1 week into that news that, hey, Florida's getting Doge, and they started getting emails. They started in Sneads for a reason. I don't know why they started in Sneads, and they started in other places too, but they big Sneads. Our audits on the budgets are passing with flying colors. I don't think it's an audit issue or a money issue. It may just been a simple, low-hanging fruit kind of thing. Hey, we wanna see what the smallest to the largest has, and we'll strip money away from. With the issue in Gaston County. And then, there's, for what I understand, there's something else coming up, I don't know. Very, very close. I think we might still be on the map for that too, you know, for whenever cybersecurity comes around. The simple fact that FDLE came in and the FDLE auditors came in and worked with us, and all our names are on those lists, and we all have been kind of apprised of some of the issues that they're gonna be looking for. We should know and should have taken care of stuff. I think that's a concern to look at too. I don't say that to,
Mike, I did misspoke a minute ago. I didn't get a notification directly to me, but the town of Sneads did get a notification about the cybersecurity upcoming. And me and Danielle were gonna go with Jason, and I was out sick, and I think somebody else was out, so he went in our stead. So the town did get notification that we needed to go learn about the cybersecurity requirements for the town. So yeah, we did get that, but that's all we got so far.
Okay.
And that's where Jason went and found out all the information.
but we don't have any direction, we don't have any minimum standards, so.
All right. This should be coming pretty soon then if this thing carries on through. All right, well, let's move on. You got anything? You good? Oh, I wanted to make one comment, if you will. I don't know if you've talked to them or not, but, Mr. Darren Hill and them, get them a letter, send to them, and let them know how much we appreciate the facelift on their place down there.
Okay.
I'm telling you, that.
Doesn't
that
look
made a-
good, yeah.
That made a big difference. I mean, in town, and,
Looks like a
I think they need to be recognized, you know, for, what they done, and then maybe they'll share that information. Maybe that will encourage some of the others, you know, to take interest in their place and help us.
They did a great job. They
Make
really
some
did.
improvements. They did, it really looks nice.
I'll send
It really
something to
does.
them.
But other than that, I just wanna thank y'all for what you're doing, and be sure to pass it on to the guys, you know, for what they doing. I mean, keeping us going, you know, sewer and water is what makes the
The town run.
wheels turn here in town, you know, and,
It's
we gotta
true.
keep it going, and, they doing a good job with it, so.
We could probably have to make some decisions in the near future. I think one of our guys is in the drop and is maybe leaving, I think maybe in April. So in the next couple of months, we may need to look at doing some hiring and replacing and training and stuff like that.
Right.
It's Carl that works our inmates, so it's important because he does use a lot of, you know, he gets the guys out there, he gets a lot of work done.
Right, okay.
Mike, I got one more thing.
Okay, bring it on.
Wanted to tell y'all that whoever, thank ACI, those decorations for Christmas were beautiful.
I'll tell him.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I had a lot of comments,
Okay.
compliments on that.
Brent, do you wanna make any comment before we close out tonight?
No, sir, other than I apologize for being late, but if there's any questions y'all have or general updates, I'm glad to answer them. Again, I apologize.
I did the best I could. I told him
You
about.
better not, you got the answer on that one.
I told him about the platform that you're gonna replace down there and something on Lift Station 5
Yes, sir.
renovation.
So I can just, real
Just
quick,
give
as
'em
an update, not to keep y'all longer, but basically that change order was, Lift Station 3 that's down there on South River
Right.
Road is gonna get new pumps, some new internal discharge piping, so we're going from the old ductile that was put in about 20-something years ago to stainless steel, new control panel, so it'll be integrated so those guys can control it a lot better. And then at the wastewater treatment plant, on the chlorine contact chamber, one of the pieces of equipment out there, there's a catwalk that has just degraded over the years. The chlorine eats away at it. So they're gonna replace that along with some of the railing, and other improvements there at the wastewater treatment
Good
plant.
deal.
So,
Mhm.
yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I got a copy of that.
Anybody Anybody else got anything, any comment they wanna make, or if not, we're gonna entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Arnold. Thank y'all for coming.